Oh, okay.
Good morning, everybody. This is Dr. J, Professor Spike and Arjun, coming to you from rainy Long Island, New York, and I don't know where Arjun
Back
is.
in Oakland.
I'm in Oakland. Yep.
Oakland, California. And later on, I think Jake is joining us. He said he'd join us around noon.
Oh, nice.
Noon, look for Jake. Jiggly is with us today. Hey, Jigs. Sean is with us. Dan is with us. Good morning, everybody. And
Good morning.
What is Jiggly complaining about now?
He says, "Why are you so heavy in cash?"
Yeah, but Jiggly, why do you care? I don't care if you're heavy in cash.
Well, the point of today's show is to get you less heavy in cash, right?
When you control the cube in backgammon, that's worth a lot. I'm controlling the cube right now.
That's right. That's right.
It's true. It's true.
Linda.
So being in cash is kind of like controlling the cube in backgammon, I think. And I'm slowly going into things. This morning I went into CRISPR early in the morning, so I'm up a few points. I went in more elbow, give me more of that dog food. More elbow for Dr. J. I added a little Neo back. So I did a little shopping. When you have a lot of cash, you can look for bargains. And I found bargains in CRISPR, Neo, and elbow.
And you're not worried about the wash business.
And I still own gains. This reminds me, I did not sell AUPH. I have calls. I think that January's I have. January 21s or whatever they are.
So you really think this buyout is happening?
I don't know if it's happening, but I think it's a real possibility. There were a lot of rumors going on a while ago, and sometimes when there's smoke, there's fire.
Mm-hmm.
So I give it a shot. Kamal is with us. Andrew is with us. Naeed from Utah.
Very nice. I think this is a new person. Welcome. We got a new subscriber.
I know. Naeed's been around for a while.
Naeed predates you, Arjun.
Oh, never mind. Never mind. I'm the new guy.
He's going to say welcome to you.
Kamal is with us.
Kamal.
Season. They're talking about Season.
You know,
I like
everyone on StockTwits was asking me, am I calling for a crash? Am I calling for a downturn? I said, no. It's something I had to do for me. I'm not making any calls. I was getting a lot of compliments for making that call on the air when the market absolutely bottomed to the minute. Remember, I bought the S&P 3 times.
Yep.
The S&P on the air at the absolute bottom of the sell-off, the COVID sell-off. So I'm getting a lot of good press for that, but I refuse to acknowledge any claim for making a call. This is just something I wanted to do for me. I did not make a call. I don't think the market has stopped. And I tweeted out that, in fact, I think the S&P has room to run. So this is something I did because I was on a little bit of a losing streak with some of my swing trades. So I felt sometimes when you're at the craps table and it's going against you, you walk away.
You got to get to
and that's essentially what I did. So when XPEV went below my mental stop, when Sesson went below my mental stop, and a couple of others also, I said, enough is enough. I'm going to sell everything and take a new look at what I really think is important to own and what I don't. And that's what I'm doing. I'm slowly going back into what I really want to own. And so far, as I said, that consists of CRISPR in the morning, Alvo in the morning, a little Neo just before this show. So that's where I'm at so far. Let's get to to the charts, right? Or should
Do
we
it.
talk
Actually,
Albo a little bit?
Jiggly's got a
Let's
good
talk
question.
Albo a little bit more.
Yeah, we can talk a little more, Albo. So I did a little more research to try to figure out what's going on. I've looked at like 4 different sources. It seems like hedge funds basically own the whole thing. So you're seeing no volume. You're seeing it just kind of oscillating. But I have a feeling that next week, especially if XBI and IBB continue to show signs of strength, which it's still unclear. We can chart that. I think you see a run-up. I think the run-up will predict approval. I think approval, as far as this play, is as likely as any I have seen. There's no guarantees, but I am very confident. And yeah, I think pre-market, on whatever day you get the approval, hedge just a little bit, but I'm not going to take too much off the table that day. I want to see this through.
I don't understand Shane Dogg's comment too much. I mean, you don't normally expect.
I think he's reading the tea leaves a little
Yeah.
too much, like lack of CEO talking. He's relating to not pumping, which he's relating to approval. I don't think that's why it's getting approved. I think it's just because it was incredible from the data perspective, and it's fast track and
maybe he's comparing it to like a Gert Kirsten who was pumping right to the end.
I mean, it's possible what he's saying is right. I just am not willing to read into that as why I think
maybe he's thinking of recent turndowns like the CVM data readout.
And Kamal, it's July 20th. I'm expecting it post-market. That's usually, I think, when these things happen. So that I think that's a Tuesday.
Yes, it's a Tuesday.
So Wednesday morning, I'm guessing, is when people can do their trimming.
Or maybe Tuesday after the bell.
Yeah, possibly. Dan's putting his $50 sell in every day at 7 a.m. I mean, I don't hate that. I don't hate that.
Except maybe 50 is too cheap.
Could be.
So
as long as he's not as long as you're not liquidating at 50, I'm okay.
What you should do is sell a little at 50, a little at 60, a little at 70. Put a stagger.
How much will we really?
Agreed. People are asking about the Albo. People are asking about the presentations. I'm not going to read too much into that, but I do think that there's a lot of optimism around this approval, and I think you got to own this one.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be a delay, Shane Dog. I think we will find out one way or the other.
People were comparing this to Provention Bio that got the CRL. That was shady. There was a whole lot of filings prior to that one. I don't think you can compare Albo to this one.
I think we have an Albo and Arenia Pharmaceutical fan in Daryl.
That'd be worth a look today.
Yeah,
let's go.
Let's chart them. Let's chart them.
As always, do your own due diligence. Our opinions are strictly our own and do not constitute investment advice. And what do we want the people to do? We want them to subscribe because that's how we pay the rent. Subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Otherwise, we're not going to tell you. We're not going to tell you whether Arenia Pharmaceuticals gets taken over or not.
Keep that to our.
Something's got to pay for my Google Docs.
We're not going to tell you whether Albo gets approved or not. We'll tell them.
Yeah, we already told them.
Oh, it was funny. We were talking, and then Dr. J said, should we go on? And I was like, you mean we're not already on? Because this is the same conversation we have when the camera's off. So
yeah, I was charting this one yesterday.
Speaking in on our regular conversations.
This chart has a nice channel that I think you can very clearly buy at the bottom of the channel.
Yeah, I see the channel. You can just visualize it.
Yeah. Yeah, you just connect some dots, and right now it connects on the
Yeah,
bottom of it pretty
that thing on your
perfectly.
feed was like Dr. J style channel building.
Yeah,
I know everything.
I was wondering if they have a line for channel. You know, in my
Yeah, they
swim, I could actually do
Probably
that.
the paper.
Thinkorswim. Also, there's Trading View, but I like Yahoo. It's something about it's just simple and easy.
No, definitely.
Like people do all these crazy charts with all these things. We just draw lines.
Well, I think that's the most effective way to view stuff. All right, the channel is about 2 weeks old, and we're at the bottom end of the channel. Yeah, it's a nice channel. I'll take it. Let it do its channeling, so to speak, and rise to the top end of the channel, and we'll be at $40.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of
$40 before Paducah seems reasonable to me.
I think so too. What's the high? Oh yeah, I guess. Yeah, that high from like a couple. Yeah, that one. So that's
38.
Yeah. So maybe that gets taken out next Wednesday or something, and then it runs a little.
I want to see that taken out. I think it would be a good sign as well.
Yeah, yeah. I think it will.
I do too. My money is on Albo, and I don't have much money on anything anymore. So that says something.
Yeah.
I mean, I have zero money on Athesis, zero money on VBIV. Although I do like VBIV. I will be back.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was talking before the show, right, about HGen, liking HGen. I think we got to watch that one. It ends in an MAB, and Professor Spike likes the ones that end in MAB.
That's right.
Do you think we should do some bio macro, just because I want to give the people some optimism potentially for the next couple of weeks, because I've seen a lot of people getting scared out of bio.
That's one of them.
Yeah, but I see reason for optimism here.
Okay. The bottom is in on the 10th of May at 143.05 on the IBB. We're 20 points above that, trading up almost a full percent today. Today, bio is having a good day. Yeah. One of the reasons I sold everything is because bio and the Russell 2000 were weak and have been weak.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a double bottom. That alone is good. Good news. Right. Yeah, I like double bottoms. But of course, it's 20 points below where we're trading, so that's the bad news. There's always good news and bad news. The other good news is yesterday's high there's only one higher one, and that's the February 8th.
Yep.
Are we in the weekly? We're in the weekly.
This is the weekly, yeah.
Yeah, February 8th, we put in a top at 174.04. So we're almost there. We're almost there, actually. We're only 10 points away.
Yeah.
We're closer to the top than we are to the double bottom. And all we have to do is take out yesterday's high, and we should be off to the races, right?
Yeah. You could even draw a channel here that we're in. It's not as clean maybe as Albo's, but I think it's clearly.
Well, I think what says it all is this trading range that I just drew from from 143 to 174. So that 30-point trading range, I know it's a big trading range, but there's nothing really to stop it from making new highs right now. If it doesn't make new highs, then we're in trouble. Put it that way.
Okay. Okay.
Then there's real reason to worry. And that's why I was worried, because, I was, where was it on Wednesday? Not terrible, but today is, 2 days ago. No, that's 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Let's look at the daily so I don't get totally mixed up.
But okay, basically, if we take out that high from the previous candle, that's when you're really excited.
Yeah,
That
let's push.
160, whatever that is, 166. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, and it does look like we put in a nice bottom here yesterday. It
Yeah.
turned around midday. 158.60 was a nice bottom. We're trading 5 points above that, which is big. That's big. That's 3%, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's nice. Nice move in from the bottom yesterday to where we are today. Of course, we got the rest of the day to see what happens going into the close.
Okay.
I don't expect anything bad to happen, but you never know.
So cautiously optimistic. I like it. Okay.
Yeah, I do think it looks okay. The bios do look okay. The IWM was more of a concern to me because there's a wall of resistance in the IWM.
Uh-huh.
So we'll look at that next. And of course, bios play a significant role in the Russell 2000.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Russell bought a bunch of BCRX a couple weeks ago.
So we have a nice clear-cut uptrend going back to, let's say, May 11th, when we bottomed at 143. That's what we looked at on the
Yeah.
weekly.
Yeah.
So that's the bottom at 143. And the top was 166, and now we're trading very close. Of course, there's a higher high than that, right? 170. What did we say? 174.
I like that we're making the higher lows. That makes me happy.
Yeah, we're making higher lows all the way since that 140, since that 143 number. A lot of higher
Okay.
lows and
I'm gonna
also higher highs.
I'm calling then that we're gonna likely take out that 166 within a couple weeks. I think it makes sense given what I'm seeing.
We should take it out within a couple of days, even within a week.
Yeah. Yeah, and maybe next week. Yeah, that would be.
Look at this. If you line up the lower lows with the higher highs, look what we have.
Beautiful.
Charting is a thing of beauty sometimes.
It is. So basically, anytime you touch.
Even if it doesn't tell you anything, it looks so nice.
No, this one tells you when you're touching that bottom line, you buy.
Yeah, because every time we touch since we had made a top on 610, we've made it's gone on to make a low, and then another top here on 7.2 and another low. So we're due to make another top somewhere maybe around here. It may be a slower ascent than I was hoping. The 174, if you look at this same slope, is all the way out here in August. It wouldn't be until August 19th till we make a new all-time high.
Very nice. Very nice chart. I like this. I like what I'm seeing.
So if you follow this out, you're looking at 174 at August 23rd, actually. It's still not that far away.
Right.
Cool.
So that's the macro picture. I want to look at IWM to complete the macro picture.
Sure.
Yeah, I haven't looked at this. I need to start charting this. I've actually never charted this.
Well,
What I didn't like, let's look at the weekly first. Oh, it's fine. Let's look at that.
Actually, this chart looks perfectly fine, right? In theory.
No.
Well,
It's
well,
a lot of
trend
tries
is
to make
low.
new
Kind of
tops.
looks lower.
Well.
oh,
But
I
I
guess
don't-
it made a new low. Yeah, never mind.
What I
It's not
don't
great.
like, what I don't like is this. This is
Yeah,
what I don't like too much.
yeah.
It
Seems
made
like
a
it rejected.
double top at least. And if you look at the weekly, it looks even worse.
It looks like it might even be a triple top. Yeah.
Yes, and the weekly it looks like a wall of tops.
Yeah. Okay. But you're getting the higher lows. So
I
there's
drew this
some.
in. You see this wall of tops? That's
Yeah.
my wall. That's my own personal wall of worry.
Okay.
Yeah, very easy.
Until that is taken out, in my mind, was vulnerable to topping in the other averages and selling off.
But to play devil's advocate, you get the higher lows though. So there's a decent argument you can add at those touches of the line.
Well, it's
Well,
a
you want to go
point.
beyond. You want to go beyond it. You don't want to be repelled by it.
Right, but I guess I was connecting the lows in like a slight uptrend, and you need to take out the 234. I agree, but I don't see as much downside as
Well, the good
maybe.
news is a double bottom as well.
Yeah,
Double
exactly.
bottom is at 207.
I don't even think we're going to get
207.
there. I don't think we're going to get there.
207 to 234 is fairly narrow trading range, and that's what we've been in since 111.
Yeah. Right.
Basically, the whole year. Year to date, anyway. We've been in a narrow trading range on the IWM after making a nice run to get there, to get to this trading range. We had a nice run, and now we're kind of stalled in this trading range. You know something? I'll tell you what the truth is. The truth is, if we take out the wall of worry up here on top, I think we fly. But on the other hand, if we take out the double bottom, I think we drop significantly. So we're in purgatory right now. I call this purgatory because it's neither heaven nor hell yet.
Yeah. Oh, somebody just made a pretty big purchase of Albo. Nice. Okay, we broke 35.
Well, that's good. Wasn't me.
Somebody bought about 10,000.
10 minutes ago.
Somebody bought about 10,000 shares, I think, a little while ago. So nice.
All right, so here's the story. You can roll if it goes above these resistance. Go with the flow and go long all the way. If it goes below that double bottom of 207, 207.21, then I think you got to do what I did, get out of a lot of positions.
You got to dodge.
Yeah. Well, and right now you can play it between the lines if you like. It's not that big a trading range. 207 to let's look at it again. 234. 27-point trading range. Not that big at all. 10% trading range. Okay. So that's my hesitation with the market. The broader market is really not participating, as is the likes of the FANG and the FANG stocks and the Dow stocks.
Yep. Yeah.
Do you want to look at TECL just to provide counterbalance?
Which one?
TECL. That's the high tech one.
G
TECL.
TECL.
ECL. This is Daily Technology Index. I never looked at that.
Yeah, I've never heard of this. Huh.
This is a play on the fangs.
Ah, and look at how it's flying. Yeah,
Wow.
Just doing it for counterbalance.
I see what you mean.
This is at the top end of a really nice trading channel. Wow, geez.
This is what I was talking about. Leadership.
I don't know.
Leadership in the market has been thin. I think relatively thin. So that gets me a little nervous too. Thin leadership. The likes of the FANG.
Yeah, I mean, the question is how long could this go for? Even the Chinese charts did something like this, and then they sort of leveled out.
Yeah,
it's just a question of when. But I don't see them necessarily going down precipitously.
It's quite a strong chart. Very strong chart.
Yeah. Of course, I sold it and bought back in again just recently. So
it's at an all-time high, right?
Yeah,
it's an all-time high, $60.
My favorite thing that I own right now is definitely a Novus. My lord.
Yes, a Novus is one of the few stocks that I got rid of that I wish I hadn't.
Yeah, I don't own enough, but I can't really add now.
Exactly.
I mean, it's just going crazy.
I think you could add it anytime.
Instead of catching a falling knife, we're catching a floating balloon.
The thing with a Novus, you got to say to yourself, I'm going to add a little bit, and I'm going to keep adding, whether it goes up or down or sideways. Because this is a 2-year deal before you're really going to know about phase 3 data. They haven't even started phase 3 yet. You know that.
No, I know. And I
think people are going to get bored after a while.
I mean, I just feel like given that Biogen's drug might be the highest selling ever, like if a Novus is better, then yeah, the sky is literally the limit.
Yeah, I know this is probably better.
And so even Sava.
And so is Anavex. They're probably all better than Biogen. And so is Lilly. They're probably all better.
Yeah.
And the Biogen drug sets a very low bar for approval.
Yep.
And this is still a low market cap. So regardless of where the hell it is, you just buy it and say, I'm keeping it for the next 3 years. That's got to be your mindset on this one. Don't even bother trading it.
That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I'm not swinging it anymore. I was swinging it, but now I'm done.
Like I said, eventually people are going to get bored because they can't wait 2 years.
And Sava is also Sava is the same thing. About 2-3 years away.
This is the chart looks.
They're not doing the same yet either. And it's the same chart.
You just told these guys recently as well, Dr. J.
What?
You didn't stay into these guys when you?
No, I only stayed in. I'm 95% cash, so I couldn't have stayed into too much.
Right. I was just wondering. These were your favorite play. Is there something in your brain that says that you're a little suspicious at these levels, or?
I will follow the advice that I just gave Arjun. I will keep buying for the next 2 years.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
This one is another one.
Yeah,
this is a little more volatile, but that means there are more opportunities. But yeah, I think
this one, the timeline on this one might be a little bit quicker than the other two.
Yeah.
For approval. And Lilly is the quickest one. Lilly, the timeline is probably a year away from the AD drug approval. And they will get the approval. Lilly will get it.
Or is their drug better?
Of course it's better. Biogen has got the weakest drug of them all. And the one with the worst possible side effects. They got approved. I mean, everyone is getting CRLs for very little reason. And Biogen, there was a lot of reason to do a CRL, and they approved.
I know they're still talking about it. All 10 people said no. I mean, it just means it's that much more unstable to trust the FDA.
Why do you think that is? Because they're big pharma. Big pharma gets better break.
I mean, there was a political pressure for them to put something out there.
Yeah. Anyway, Lilly stock has moved up very nicely. It's tremendous mover, just in a similar way to Anavex and Sava and Novus. So we have four plays in the AD space that look very promising. Lilly first, Anavex probably second in terms of timeline, and then probably a toss-up between Novus and Sava. As it stands now, unless phase 2 data is enough, and I don't think it is. Yeah. But I think for Lilly, they're doing a big phase 2. They might be counting on that being enough because they're Lilly.
Do you want to do Dermatech now, since a lot of people have been talking about it?
Yeah, we need to do Dermtech, and we need to do AUPH, and then Kamal was asking for some crypto macro.
Sure.
Yeah, we can get to that after we get through some of these bios.
Yep.
Yeah.
We will do crypto, Kamal. We promise.
Dermtech went down right to support at the 50, and is having a very good week coming back.
Yeah. Maybe look at the daily.
Let's switch to the daily. Yeah.
Jiggly is asking if he's the last person that's holding VBIV and Dermtech. I don't have Dermtech.
Doesn't it certainly look like very likely that it made a bottom yesterday?
I would think so. Yeah.
Very likely. This looks like as good a place as any to come in.
Yeah.
To Dermtech.
Let's see.
And I may nibble a little myself.
Yeah.
When I got out, it was on Wednesday. So Wednesday early. I don't know what I got out at, but probably around the same.
Okay.
So I might be coming back in. You want to look at some of these others that are down here?
We can look at VBIV just because so many people have it. I'll never sell this until it's really time. But
as I said earlier, I think the COVID is back in play.
Agreed.
And the vaccine makers certainly are in play. All the old names are in play again, including HGen, which I have my eye on.
Yeah.
And Coke P and all of them. All these old names. Maybe even Lake and APT, because the Delta variant is a threat. The Delta variant is a threat, not only here in the US, but around the world. And then you got the Peru variant. I think that's what spooked the market on Thursday.
Yeah, I've been talking to people that they sign up for these services where you get more real-time short interest, and apparently from the 430 that it made that high on down, short interest dropped like 12 million or something. So I see that as bullish. I mean, maybe I'm reading the tea leaves a little too much here, but I think that we're closing in on some big contract news.
Well, just like Derm Tech, it does look like very much like we could have bottomed yesterday.
I think it was 3.0. Yeah, 3.02. I don't think we're going to go below that in the short term.
It does look like we may have bottomed.
Well, so I was watching this. It did that yesterday. It opened really close to 3.02, and then it immediately pumped to 3.20 in like 3 minutes. So I think that was kind of a fake out. Yeah.
Let's just see if the averages at their highs of the day at this point.
Yeah.
The S&P is up 1%, 41 points. The Dow is up 433, 1.26%. The Nasdaq is up 0.8%, and the Russell is up 1.75%. This is pretty much at the highs.
Yep.
At least from what I've been looking. We should chart gold, GLD. We haven't done that in a very long time, if ever. If we're going to look at Bitcoin, we deserve to look at gold as well. Now, gold has been all over the map. I think better served to look at the weekly on this one. It's actually in a tremendous decline since the 10th of August. 2020? 2020.
There's some, is it gold or silver that tracks crypto in a pretty nice correlation? I forget which one.
This is August 3rd, 2020. Look at this decline.
Yeah.
It was up around 190 GLD.
Yeah, I think that's when I bought it.
Buy the top.
I know. I bought the top and sold the bottom.
That's how they teach it. That's how they draw it up.
I mean, that's in service to my friends who do everything the opposite of what I do. I'm making them money.
The doggone thing is still, it's still at trend. Look at this trend line. It's still at the trend line today. Coincidentally, of course, or that's where we are on the weekly, right on the trend line, going down.
We're at a crossroads.
Even though we have a counter trend rally, shorter intermediate term counter trend rally going up, I would stay away from gold from this picture.
Yeah, it's gonna make that wedge form, and then it'll make a decision. I don't know what it'll do.
I don't know. I don't know how you own gold. It's
probably gonna ride the trend line.
Yeah, it's tough to own it.
So we gotta do.
What about ETHE?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, this will help Kamal, I think.
Another collapse on the weekly, right? But in the last 3 weeks, it looks much better, and there is an upward series of higher lows that you can.
But we can probably trust that low to hold, in theory. Yeah, so whenever it touches that, you can buy it pretty reliably.
Yeah, that's a very nice ascending trend line.
Yeah, you get 3 touches there. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Very, very nice.
Okay.
Yeah. And of course, we have a longer term downward trend, unfortunately.
Right. So you got to take out that high from.
Well, I don't know which is longer. The upward trend might be longer than the downward trend in terms of time.
You got to take out the high from a month ago, whatever that is, and then it can run. The 4th candle to the left.
I'm not sure what you got to take out.
I would assume if you can make that higher high that we saw 3 weeks ago, then you're probably looking good.
It's looking pretty good off the bottom that it put in
Yeah.
3 weeks ago. The low
Yeah.
of 1640, it's looking pretty good since then. I would like to see it cross the downward sloping trend line.
Yep.
Right.
That's what I would like.
The momentum. Well, that's not. Is that a 9? When you draw this chart, is that a 9-week or is that still a 9-day?
This is weekly.
No, I know, but the line that you get when you go weekly, is that 9 periods? It's an esoteric question.
This line going
No,
down?
the green line. When we do it daily, the green line is the 9
It's
day.
9 weeks.
So that's a 9-week line. Okay. I just wanted to-
9-week average.
Yeah.
Taken at the close of the week.
Yep.
All right, I just don't like. I don't like it. I don't like its downtrend.
No,
And I'm in this, and I'm not selling yet.
I mean, the jury is out on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This one will probably track crypto better. I think Patrick was saying Grayscale is not purely crypto. Okay.
Well, I was just thinking about ETHE. I mean, it's tracking the price of the coin, and not necessarily the technology.
Right.
And on Wednesday, we were talking about the technology a lot. So you could like the technology. The technology plays are probably these service companies that Dr. J was doing last week.
Yeah, this one's just kind of flatlining, kind of consolidating.
I have no incentive to buy this at this point.
Yeah.
No incentive. So
Yeah, I agree.
I will not be coming back to that.
Yeah.
So I do have incentive to buy CRISPR, the gene editing stocks.
You're back in that one.
Then we can do CTXR after.
I've actually bought some today. I don't know. Early in the morning. Let's see what the daily looks like. The weekly definitely looks like we put in a strong bottom here, May 9th at $95, and we've been flying since. And now let's look at the daily. Well, the daily shows a pullback off the highs.
It's giving that nibble sign.
And the question is, did we make a bottom yesterday? And it sure looks like it. Looks like a lot of bios made a bottom yesterday.
Yeah.
Today is a lot of indecision, up, down, and right now we're trading even with the open at a doji. So at 145.15. But this is one that I like. I like the sector, gene editing. So I like CRISPR, Edit, and Intellia. Like them all. Let's just take a quick look at the others. Edit also looks like it probably put in a bottom yesterday.
Nibble sign.
And it's found support at the 200. And this is again the daily. Now let's look at Intellia, the one that made news about altering human genes.
Right.
The first time. And this one, it looks like it wants to form a trend line up, a lower trend line. Wants to. Let's see if it can continue on up.
Don't worry, Jimmy. I'll let you know when I bail.
Yeah, my favorite of the three is CRISPR, but this one looks interesting. And then there's space, which has been flying.
A lot of people have been talking about this these days.
Well, it's been flying, and now it's given back, and now it's had a huge up day yesterday after peaking uh, 2 weeks ago at $57. We're back at $51 with a nice firm support level. I like when you know where support is. That's very important to me. So it's clear where support is. So support is at $43. So you know where you might go, and you know you have pretty good support at $43. And if it fills the gap, then we're looking at $40 and 40.26.
Mm.
I mean, it may. The space is very volatile. It's all over the place. Virgin Galactic, got Richard Branson's company. A couple of the EV plays, and we'll call it a day.
Yeah, people wanted to see. What did they want to see? CTXR if we have time.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
This one, Tesla, bottomed yesterday at 620. I didn't like the fact that it took out 636, the high from 528. I thought that would be support. But it went through that pretty easily, which is a little scary to me. So I'm, like so many of these lows that we saw yesterday, will they in fact hold up, or will they be taken out? The only time really will tell. Tesla included. I think it's pretty clear also from the economic reports that I've read that we're rotating out of stocks that are selling goods and back into services. Services is the biggest part of the economy once again.
Mm.
That and Ford F-150s.
But this is a very nice upward trend line. I mean,
Yeah.
Tesla is Tesla, and I think it'll be fine in the long run, but maybe
Right.
not. You got companies like GM, it was written up today by Wedbush analysts, saying GM is, turning all the 100% focus on EV and self-driving. So GM might become formidable competition.
Well, both of them showed over 100% gains in the last since the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I had those 100% gains, and I'm out of it, but I might just want to go back in. That analyst is projecting a nice price target. I don't remember what it was, but a very nice price target. The Wedbush analyst. We're trading below the trend line, but I don't know. The car companies, I think, are a little weak for whatever reason.
Well, they can't sell as much as they want to sell because of the chip shortage.
Maybe that's it.
But that'll clear up by the beginning of next year.
NEO also put in a low yesterday, just like so many stocks. Thing about NEO is it's got a pretty nice trend line right in here. Let me just take out some of these lines. Easier to look at. Boy, did it collapse off the top though.
Right.
$55 yesterday, $42.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it wasn't fun either.
Took 20%.
I don't get out of these things because I don't buy enough to.
That's a
to
20% haircut.
invest.
And now we have, we're looking at one day as proof that we put in the bottom yesterday. Maybe, maybe not. So many stocks are in the same boat that look like they may have put in the bottom yesterday, but maybe and maybe not. Maybe we need another day's proof, Monday for more proof.
Yeah, my question to you is, what happened yesterday? Was that just a one-day aberration, just to sort of clear out the bad blood, or is that a warning?
The answer is I don't know. I felt for me the right thing to do was to withdraw to the mountain camp. So I did that. I withdrew to the mountain camp.
Right.
Oh, I gotta hop off a little early. I got a meeting coming up. I gotta prep a little for, but have a great weekend.
You
good
too.
weekend.
All right.
Take care. Let's keep your fingers crossed on Albo.
Yeah, exactly. My top holding, Jiggy's asking what my top holding is. It's still BCRX.
Yeah, right now I have Albo. It would be my top holding. I'm looking at this one, Humanigen, it has Lanzimumab, or however you say it. It begins with an L and it ends in an MAB. And the UK is giving it a rolling review, whatever that means. They're trying to expedite approval.
And what
this one could be very
condition?
useful for very sick COVID patients. It's a I guess it's a monoclonal antibody. I learned that from you. If it ends in MAB, right?
Well, it's AB stands for antibody.
Yeah, monoclonal antibody.
Come on, I was like,
and it's very useful in controlling. I don't know why, but it seems to be very useful in controlling the cytokine storm that the patients, very sick patients, have been experiencing.
I see.
So it's a COVID play. Off of the news, it popped right up to the 50, and is given it back.
Therapies for the treatment of cancers through novel human microphage colony stimulating factor neutralization and gene knockout platforms. And like you said, okay, so
it's a COVID play, pure and simple.
At this point, right, because that's what they need this for. Yeah, no, these antibodies are definitely, the monoclonal antibodies and the steroids are definitely this kind of, if you're not going to cure the disease, at least cure the symptoms.
It's kind of like Regeneron, right? The same idea. Right,
exactly. So I even just saw, like, I was looking for what potential uses of galidesivir were. Now that they're not pushing it for COVID, and they're still using it for treatments of these kinds of things like cancer, even, and certainly in other viruses.
If the COVID plays get hot again, this might be one to watch. I'm not even going to bother drawing any lines, but I just show it.
Yeah, I built that.
Cold Crystal Pharma. And don't forget about AEMD.
Oh, that's right. We have to, and you got to make sure you do CTXR for Linda.
Now look at this collapse off the news that it cured.
Yes, exactly. It jumped on the news and then just sort of moderated.
Yeah,
and now it's showing nibble signs.
It's showing nibble signs. I think it's maybe time to nibble. Maybe.
Right. How low are we now? We're still in the fours. I mean, I got afraid of this thing way before that.
Yeah.
But you're right. I mean, we talked about this before. That if you were willing to buy it at 4 a year ago and the technology works.
Another crazy COVID play. I typed it in wrong.
Okay. Allied Health Products.
Yeah, another crazy thin float and could pop. There's so many of them, including your favorite.
Yeah, that one I bailed way too early. I kept my APT.
Yeah, well, that could have another run. APT is another one that could have another run.
I'm so down. I'm not leaving it. I'm just holding on to it. I know you say I get too sentimental, but there was no reason to sell when I lost half my money, and I didn't really care for the other half that was left.
I guess.
Because I don't go big on a lot of these. I go little, hoping for a big payout. And if I didn't get it, it's just lost money.
The good news is $20 seems to be a pretty solid bottom
for this guy, right? I mean, because APT is like languishing around 8, and it has been forever.
And why is it up today, if not for COVID being in the news?
Yeah, that's a very, very good question. It's not even a question. That's a question. That's an evident.
Rhetorical question.
It's a rhetorical question with an evident answer.
Yeah. So it broke out of its 2-month trading range. It's beginning to look interesting. This one is beginning to look interesting as it bottomed out clearly.
Right. It's a nibble sign.
Yeah, nibble sign is up.
Let's do CTX where we can close, and then we can close out. Unless you want to do APT.
Was there any request for anything in particular?
Just Linda's CTXR.
Minolock. Let's go back to the daily.
Yeah. I was never really in this. This was one of those Fosco plays.
Looks like it's trying to find the bottom. And it may have found the bottom. What's different about this from all the other pictures is that it doesn't go back to Thursday to find the bottom. It goes back to a week ago to find the bottom. Or Monday, whatever it is. No, Friday. This is last Friday, right? Yeah, so it's beginning to come off the bottom. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I think it's going to, let's say, linger at the bottom.
From the fundamental perspective, what's salvageable from this guy?
I'm not sure the fundamentals, but obviously there is a problem with the mineral. Look at this. If you ignore everything above this line, we've been in this trading range before for a long time. It could very well be, Linda, that we stay in this new trading range for a while until it breaks through it. But if it breaks through this trading range, it should fill the gap here at 319. That would be big. So you want a break of this trading range, clear break of the trading range. You're looking at like 250. If it hits 250, I think you can look for 320. But my thinking is it'll be in this trading range for a while. That's my personal thinking. Of course, all my opinions are strictly my own, do not constitute investment advice, so on and so forth. That's it for today.
Yeah, we hit the hour.
I think we had a useful hour.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, so after yesterday, we see a little bit of bounce, and we'll see what Monday brings, I guess.
Happy Friday to Jackie from Long Island, New York, and Kamal from Long Island, New York. And Linda from Minneapolis, Minnesota. And Jiggly from, I forgot, Rochester? I forget.
Yeah, New York, right? Yeah, we have the whole gang here today.
The whole gang is here. Andrew is here. Patrick's here. Everyone showed up
Gavin was here
today.
for a while. I don't know if he's still here.
Happy Friday. Happy trading. Hopefully
He was
we
on for a
close
while.
on a strong note and carry this little bit of a winning streak into Monday. Bye
What's up?
all.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.